Okay, and we'll have a kind of typical lesson, a writing lesson, where you're expected to communicate, to work in pairs, to talk to people next to you, and where I expect you to write some bits at the very end of the class. There will be a bit of reading, there will be a video for you for the whole class, for the lesson. Okay, is that clear? Do you have any questions at this stage? Did you get the link from your teacher, Ekaterina? Has she sent you a link to a board? Let me share it. So there's this kind of Padlet board. I expected you to work on it actually, but we'll see how it all works, okay? So I'm now sharing my screen and I can make it bigger so that you could see better. Before we start actually talking about writing, there will be a couple of tasks for you. Task number one, have a look at these images. There are 4 pictures in front of you, okay? So look only at those pictures. Don't scroll very, very to the bottom. Look at these 4 images and discuss with your partner what they have in common, what differences they have, and one more, which is quite important, what essay statement might a teacher give you for further discussion? How these pictures may be related to some essay topics, okay? So stop sharing and you have 2 minutes to start, okay? 2 minutes to talk about similarities, differences.
They're at home.
On the sofa?
Yeah, because how do you know they are at home?
How do you know they are at home? They're on the sofa.
Okay, so sofas may be found, you know, when you're waiting for a dentist. How do you know it's not a dentist room? Kind of waiting room.
Doesn't look like a dentist room.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look like. But how do you know?
They're sitting like they're at home.
Yeah, but how? Yeah, which picture you're talking about? Most of them and most pictures, they are almost lying and they're surrounded by, oh yeah, that's fine. I do not bite people. Yeah, don't be scared. Yeah, I'm just here to help you. And you know, the best way I can help you is when I see that you don't know something, and that's the only possibility I can help you. So people are almost lying in some relaxed positions, surrounded by, that's a very common thing in ЕГЭ exam when you talk about pictures. Yeah, which word you don't know? They're surrounded by, that's a French word, подушечки диванные. I don't know it. It's a cushion. Yeah, it's a cushion. So they are surrounded by cushions. That's how you know they are not in a waiting room, right? Okay, that's nice. Are there any differences? Take some pictures, 2 or 3 or 4. What are the differences? In picture 1, in picture 2.
In picture 1, the man is sitting alone.
Oh yeah, he's alone.
They're a couple. And picture 4, why this 4? Okay. The third one is with a woman, and the 4th is with, there is a child in the photo number 4.
Oh yeah, there's a child. Okay. So that's a difference. If you compare 2 pictures and you contrast them, so you say in picture 1 or in picture 2 we can see adults. In picture 4 there's a child. What is in between?
Whereas while.
Whereas a while. Can you say it again? I don't know your name, but okay. Can you say again? Or maybe about another difference.
My name's Oleg. So in picture 1, we can see a couple, whereas in picture 2 we can see a couple, whereas in picture 1 a man is sitting alone.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, okay, and can you now turn to each other, like make a group, and can you talk about any possible ЕГЭ statement for an essay? Okay, so do you guys make friends? Kind of, yeah, do you talk to the person sitting behind you? Okay.
Nowadays, people watch too much TV.
Okay, yeah, just you guys talk together and come up with as many possible ideas as possible. Nice idea, really nice. Yeah, I really like it.
Probably something related to TV addiction, probably.
Okay, just the statement. What's the statement then? So nice idea. It's about TV. It's about people watching something. Can you also introduce yourself? So someone who's sitting next to Oleg.
Uliana.
Uliana, nice to meet you. So Uliana, you had a nice idea. Maybe you have any other people. What ideas do you have? Do you have the same as Uliana? Say, Uliana, we agree. We completely agree with you. Okay, fantastic. Okay, any other ideas? That might be. Yeah, be creative.
TV does only harm to people.
Okay, it does only harm to people. Yeah, what kind of harm it might be?
Poses a risk of addiction.
Okay, addiction to what? To watching too much?
Yeah,
What is the
watching.
result of this addiction?
Obesity.
Obesity. Oh yeah, people get obesity. People get obese. Yeah. Online teaching also leads to obesity, believe me. All right, can we now scroll down? Let me share again. And you recognize the typical task that is given for you when you write an essay statement. And I really liked your ideas, but the one we are going to discuss is completely different. It's probably even has a new word for you. Do you know what binge watching is? Or
Yeah.
binge watching shows, oh, sorry, there's a typo. Binge watching shows can potentially be beneficial. Do you know this word, beneficial? Any questions at this stage? Binge watching is difficult. Any guesses in relation to these pictures? All these people are binge watching. Any ideas what it means?
Watching is when you watch too many episodes of a TV series.
Yeah, at a time or in one go. Actually, this word to binge, there's a definition here. Oh, sorry. There's a definition of it. So have a look. Binge, it means to do something in a way that is extreme and not controlled. Look at these examples. At the beginning, we had binge drinking and binge eating. And how do you know? Okay, let's have a look at these examples. So read them first. Heavy and regular binge drinking during adolescence is associated with an increased risk of alcoholism. You probably know that. It's when people drink in an uncontrolled way quite a lot. Binge eating leads to weight gain and obesity, which only reinforces compulsive eating. It's when people can't control and they eat a lot. So binge watching is very similar. Can you now here scroll down, because that's somehow disappeared here. There's a link to a Scale Corpus website where you can type binge watching, and can you find some good examples illustrating what binge watching is? So you just click here, like I do, and click here binge watching and talk to your partners about the examples you found and talk about what you think it means and where the word comes from. So we've got some examples. These are examples from all the texts that exist in the English language. So it's similar to British National Corpus, a collection of texts where you can find extra examples if you don't know how the words work together. Okay, so binge watching, again, turn to your partners and talk about the examples you find relevant.
Good examples we've discussed.
Okay, so you figure out. Tell me, what's the Russian for binge watch?
Сериаломан, наверное.
Yeah, exactly. It actually comes from Netflix, you know. It comes from Netflix. And do you watch Netflix?
Of course, certainly.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
everybody, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, I hope you do, but in English. Yeah, that's the best way to improve English, actually. Okay, so we know what binge watching is, but we have a statement which tells it's beneficial. Does it mean it's positive or negative if it's beneficial?
If it's beneficial, it's certainly positive.
Yeah. Can you think of any benefits? Again, couple of minutes, turn to your partner and talk about potential benefits.
Talk to each other in English. What could be?
Yeah, any possible. You can come up with any crazy idea. Don't have to write an essay yet. Just brainstorm any possible idea about any benefits you may find. It seems it's completely negative, like alcoholism or obesity, but that's what you have. And one of the paragraphs, at least, will be about benefits. Difficult to imagine, I agree.
Talk about it in English. Like about how
No, just talk to people next to you. Yeah, that will be next stage when I ask your ideas. Okay, just it's 2 minutes talking time. Yeah, you talk to your partner.
There's a new series in Netflix about how our brain works, and there are a lot of interesting and interesting information which can help you. So if you
You're getting a lot of
if you binge watching these programs, then why not? It can be beneficial.
you can also get
If you binge,
you can also get some experience watching some programs. You just get experience from the mistakes of others.
That's true.
That's
Great.
great.
Any other ideas, guys?
Okay, finished. Can you share a couple of ideas? Have you found any benefits?
Yeah. If you watch something which can be beneficial for you, for example, there is a new series in Netflix about how our brain works. So if you binge watch this type of series, you can just what? You can gain knowledge.
Even you can learn about how brain works to actually get some information that might be useful. Okay. Do they show documentaries?
Yeah.
Oh, they do. Okay. Do you think?
I haven't watched yet, but my friend told me that it was very interesting and beneficial.
Yeah, I think so. So you can find out. Oh, you can actually, if you binge watch films in English, you can learn new words and develop your English and improve your listening skills.
And for example, if you binge watch something in English or in French or in any other languages, you can improve your language.
Yeah,
it can be also
that's a
beneficial.
benefit. Yeah, because the only reason you've got enough exposure to the language, it's like you surround yourself with the language. All right, so you can improve your language because you kind of surround yourself with the language. Nice ideas, really. Any more?
You can also gain some experience from the mistakes of others.
Oh yeah, that's a good reason. Fantastic. Okay, can you again go back to our Padlet board and find a blue sticky note? Let me share it. So there's this blue part. Can you now talk to your partner sitting next to you at the same desk and discuss these 4 questions? But before you start, look at them and ask me if you have any questions about the words here, or maybe the ideas here. If you binge watch, in number 2, sacrifice. If you sacrifice sleep to binge watching, Oh yeah, I think there should be binge watching.
Holidays.
How many holidays?
During summer holidays, holidays perhaps 5.
Okay, that's reminding, we can talk to each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those.
Names of films.
Not the films which make people binge.
So films. Stranger Things. Why? Because they're perfect. Two films, Stranger Things and
Ones I did watch.
okay.
I
Why do you
have
have a
watched-
binge watch?
Yeah,
I do.
binge watching.
How
I have
how is
binge
it
watched.
binge watch in one person?
I was binge watching.
Once I was binge watching.
Names of films which make binge watch.
I've been watching
Hours
Peaky Blinders.
and certain things. But it's always
Yeah, I dragged it back kind of up. All right, have you managed to talk about some of the questions at least? The trickiest one is the very last one. Can you imagine a group of teenagers discussing a film that you haven't watched? Have you ever pretended you've watched it? You know, you approach a company of people and they ha 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 ha, that was nice, but you have no idea what they're talking about, but you also ha 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 ha. Have you ever done it?
no.
Really?
Why?
Why? It's because you want to be part of the company and part of the
Okay, and then
conversation.
just say, oh, I haven't watched it, and they are just excited
Not
to
telling
tell
you.
you about.
Okay, okay. Or they may say, wow, you haven't watched it yet. yeah, there's nothing to talk to you then, they may say. Okay, that's good. Probably you have, but just don't want to share. Okay, we are going to watch a very, very short episode from BBC about binge watching and its benefits. There will be 2 parts in it. So the first part, there won't be any words, just numbers, some statistics. Again, let me share. And first of all, can you predict what people might show you? These are some bits of information, some statistics about binge watching. So can you predict what might be the answers about people watching and binge watching TV? There are 3 options, A, B, C. What is your idea about the first one?
B.
It means 7 hours in one go or in one sitting. Okay, 6, 7, 8. All of them sound quite a lot. How many people, binge watchers, have sacrificed sleep to continue watching a TV show? 28, 58, 80.
8.
About 80. Again, it seems you can't stop watching and you sacrifice your sleep. Probably you also are in these numbers. Okay, 1 in 5, 1 in 7, 1 in 10 British workers admit to calling sick to stay at home and binge watch. How big is this number now?
1 in 10.
1 in 10, 1%. Okay, nearly half. Oh, by the way, can you read these numbers? Nearly half, nearly and nearly Help you with half. Yeah, nearly a third, nearly a quarter of us have lied about watching. Ha ha ha, because part of the people were talking. Okay, how many do you think?
Third.
A third. Okay, we'll find out now because BBC, they know. So I'm going to share the video. So we'll watch it on my screen, if you don't mind. I'll be sharing the sound and I hope you'll be able to hear. So the first part, just check our predictions. So if you need some, you may have them on your phone. I'll make it bigger.
In a single day.
I'll make it louder. Tell me if you can hear. Okay.
Yes, we can.
Easily watch an entire series in a single day. 2 days.
10 hours of television a day. And I didn't even like it.
Binging started by accident.
Yeah, we'll stop here because we already have some data. Okay, did you get it? How many people watch TV? How many hours?
8.
8 hours, yeah. How many have sacrificed sleep and didn't even like it?
80.
80%, okay. How many workers admit?
5.
1 in 5, that's a huge number. It's like twice as big as you mentioned. And the last one, I think we've seen it as well, nearly, don't remember, a quarter, nearly a quarter of us have lied. Not so many, luckily. That's the lowest number here. Okay, and we're going to continue watching. But this time, we are not going to watch the whole part. It's 5 minutes. We are going to watch for another 2 or 3 minutes. And can you get a few ideas about why binge watching can be beneficial? So a few ideas, only the benefits.
Accident. Netflix had realised that loads of people were gravitating towards watching shows in bulk. You know, be that shows that you've seen before, Friends, Seinfeld, Law and Order, ER. That's the surprise about it. It's led by the consumer. The way that Netflix tries to nudge you to watch more, it's very subtle little tricks. They work out very quickly when a show launches, which thumbnail's working, why. Also, you know, getting to the very end of an episode and immediately the credits, they minimize it right to the corner of the screen straight away and automatically load the next episode. That's how you sometimes get sucked into watching a show for 3 hours without even noticing.
I have found that people are deeply embarrassed by how much they watch TV, deeply embarrassed to not be productive and take time off and say, actually, I watched 6 hours of television today because I needed to not look at 5 different tabs on a work computer. I just needed to. We also binge to be part of the public conversation.
Yeah, I love Fleabag.
So I think that there is an anxiety about being caught up about this content, which is forcing people to binge more also.
When we can identify with a character, it leads to the release of the love hormone, oxytocin. It creates a bond.
We have had such a wonderful morning.
A series like Big Little Lies, which allows you to look at the same event through the eyes of very different characters. You're bound to be able to find a character that you can relate to and go on the journey with.
If you ever touch my little girl like that again, you're gonna be in big trouble.
Hey.
If we're making time to watch a series end to end, we are potentially creating hours of space to work with our emotions, our relationships.
I have probably watched television with over 700 people, and so I've experienced a lot of people having big emotions.
No one's fun anymore! Whatever happened to fun?
The episode Splat of Sex and the City, which is the one where Kirsten Johnson falls out of a window, causes people a lot of emotions because it's an episode about moving on from something.
Yeah, I think we can stop at this stage. If you're curious to know, just Google it, Binge-watching by BBC. Can you again turn to your partner sitting next to you and discuss the benefits you remember?
Benefits.
It's just of relationships.
Yeah, it's like
We make
What are the benefits of binge-watching? No benefits. You don't have the rest of you get message. No benefits.
No, while you're binge watching, you can roll out your batteries and just have some time to relax.
Was it mentioned? Okay, kind of unwind, but it was not mentioned. This is what you figure out. So that was mostly mentioned by a psychologist, a psychiatrist, Hamira, was your name Hamira? Don't remember. What did she say about benefits? Oh, shall we have a look again at this bit?
No, there was something about emotions.
Yes. What do you remember about emotions? What about emotions?
Like, when you're watching some series, you choose your own hero and you follow it, and
you can relate. You can find the characters that you can relate to, and you can work out on your relationships and your emotions. Yeah, it also helps you to be part of a conversation. We talked about it. And it releases this hormone, love hormone. Remember? What is it? Yeah, it's oxytocin. yeah. This love hormone, which again, you can see the character. You can see life through the eyes of a character. Yeah, lots of things were mentioned, but they're mostly viewed from the psychological thing, from the psychological point of view. Okay, let me again share my screen and remind you what people typically have to do when they write an essay. So that's the plan you are quite familiar with. If you have any statement of this kind, it's beneficial or it's not beneficial, so you either agree or disagree. And you may have any opinion, as you know. So you express your opinion in paragraph number 2, give some reasons for it. But even if you disagree with it, still you have to give some reasons why it can be beneficial. And if you lack reasons, you may, again, I can move it. Yeah, again, you can express, you will have to express it in this opposing opinion and give reasons for it. Where to take ideas and where to take the language if you write this essay. We are going now to do a bit of reading, but again, I think that it's good if we can have some stages for this reading part. Let me find this reading part. This is called Pros and Cons of Binge Watching. So can I ask you, 2 of you, to be students A now, and in this article, read only about the pros of binge watching. Again, so let me highlight the pros. And students B, only about the cons. Let me show you the article and the way it is structured. So again, you can see a girl eating popcorn, sitting on your sofa, surrounded by cushions and watching films. If you click this button, you will see a lovely website that you may use later for your ideas, or your teachers may use it, by Britannica, by the way. It's called procon.org. And the articles here are structured in a very interesting way. So you've got 2 columns, blue column with the pros, and the kind of orange pink column with the cons. Okay, so we've got pros, we have pros and cons here, and we have pros and cons here. All in all, we have 3 of them. What I want you now, can you decide who wants to read what? We definitely need 2 people for cons and 2 people for pros. Can you somehow tell me who wants to read about the pros and who wants to read about the cons?
Два человека за плюсы, два человека за
Yeah, and you read the same information and discuss if you have any difficulties.
А потом мы обмениваемся информацией.
Yeah, the first step, 2 people read about pros and 2 people read about cons. Is that clear? No? Got confused? Yeah. So who's going to be student A and read about pros? Can you raise your hands? Okay, fantastic. And boys are going to read about cons, okay? Again, it's when you finish reading, how much time you need? Maybe 3-4 minutes for reading. So there will be a couple of minutes to talk about questions you have. Any questions that you may talk with your partners? So quite reluctant to speak to people. Do you typically speak to each other in a class? Or you mostly speak to your teachers?
Yes.
So yeah. So boys, if you are responsible for, and boys, you can turn to each other and ask if there are any difficulties, or girls, you may discuss. No questions. So everything is clear. A and B turn to each other and you share your pro and your partner is going to share their con, and you do it one by one. Okay, so you give one pro and try to role play a disagreement, saying no, it's good, or no, it's okay, and you give the reasons. Of course, you may have a look at the text, but try not to read. Try to speak with your own words, but taking some of the vocabulary you like. Okay, 3-4 minutes for that.
Нет.
Okay.
Нет,
It's like some binge-watching, like watching some health problems and beneficial
Does work.
serves as very
Creates a shared interest and risk a way to spend time. So you can watch this and
It doesn't matter what you watch if it leads to mental health issues in general. Binge watching.
okay, that's right. Binge-watching is it's like I don't know why that. Like stressful. Yeah, so we have a lot of stress in our lives. So when you just I don't agree with this, but
Like we can seriously
yeah.
just watch this and discuss about it and inspire them to the restaurant because we don't have
Binge watching can cause serious physical health problems.
No, it's not that.
These mental health issues as these physical health problems like obesity, slow metabolism, heart disease, cancer, blood clots, sorry.
If I have big blood, I also have thrombosis.
Watching many series.
Any questions here about any vocabulary items or
right.
It's all right. All right. Yeah, kind of a blurring image. No, okay. If you don't have any questions, actually, you may look up the words, or if you need any help, just feel free to ask, maybe about some of the ideas. And you already may have some ideas of your own. And now we're going to try to write your ideas in a kind of essay form. Remember what we typically do when we write an essay. So we do not start with the introduction. We start with a bit of planning. We think about what your idea is. We start thinking about what the opposing opinion might be. So if you need a bit of planning time, that's okay, take your time. But actually for now, I expect you to write only one paragraph here. So if you go to these yellow bits, can you probably between you decide who's going to be student 1, 2, 3, or 4? And each of you take one yellow bit. So if Juliana is number 1, Oleg number 2, the other students are 3 and 4 accordingly. If you double click here, you have all the rights to edit the document. So if you double click, let's take number 1. So if you double click here, you will see that there is some space for you to write. Can you write your paragraph? I do realize on your phones it's not very convenient, but I actually did not expect you not to work on your computers. I expected you'll be in Zoom. So that's why I planned it this way. In my opinion, blah, 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 blah. And you know that you are going to write this paragraph expressing your opinion. How many arguments do you need to give here? So you
2, 3.
Yeah, 2, 3. Yeah, it depends on how many ideas you have. Okay, so can you do it? That's step number 1, and I'll give you 5-6 minutes for it. Just any idea, probably if you need some planning time, just tell me. Okay, double click and it should work. Yeah, your opinion can be, you may disagree and you may write it's not beneficial. So you all know your numbers.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, right? You know your numbers, you know where you've written. I don't know, nobody knows actually who's writing what. Does anybody need 1 more minute?
No.
No.
Yeah, if you submitted all your paragraphs, that's good. Okay, we'll do one more stage, I think, for today's class. This is called peer review. It's when you read your partner's paragraph and try to assess it, try to understand if you understand it, if it's logical, if it's well structured, does it answer the question that is given? If you need any guiding questions, have a look at this last yellow sticky note here. It gives you some guided questions, guiding questions in order to comment on your partner's paragraph. First of all, you read the paragraph, which is below your rating. Okay, so if you were number 1, you read a student 2 essay or paragraph. If you are number 4, which student are you going to read? There's nobody below you, only student 1. Okay, so you read the one which is below your rating. So have a look. Is the opinion clearly expressed? Is it on the given topic? In your opinion, try to be experts now. Are there 2 or 3 arguments? Because that's the requirement. Are ideas connected? Are the linking words, reference words used appropriately? So all those he or she or them or it or that, is it okay? Look at vocabulary, grammar, punctuation. If you find any mistakes, you may highlight in bold. And how you do that? You just choose the word you don't like and choose bold. You know what it means, bold, жирный шрифт, okay, полужирный. Are there any natural collocations? For example, you read something and you really like it. Again, highlight and click highlight. It will be green, kind of yellow-green color here. And also think about if it's neutral or formal. Maybe if your partner avoided any, you know, wanna, gonna, guys, kids expressions, okay? Or shortened contracted forms like isn't or can't or don't. Okay, here we go.
In the essay, excuse me, in the essay you can't use kids?
You can't, because it's informal. And the way where you may find the informality of the words is the Cambridge Dictionary. Would you like me to show it to you? Let me show you.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So the quickest way you can do, you go to Cambridge Dictionary online to double check if it's a good word or not a good word for an essay. So we go to Cambridge Online and we click kid. Yeah, can you see me typing?
Yes.
And what we see this informal word. Okay. So you can't replace children with kids, only children. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, there are many tricks here, by the way. Okay, can you spend another 2-3 minutes looking at an essay? Oh, again, it's not the whole essay. Looking at the paragraph below your writing, below your paragraph. Give recommendations, be kind, be friendly, help people develop, help people grow. Somehow moved a bit, yeah, so it's that kind of have to find the where to write the comments. But yeah, just if you notice anything, or if you like some ideas, you also may write, wow, what nice collocation you used, what nice piece of vocabulary, because there are some bits really nice there. So just praise people a bit, give them likes. Or if you spot irregularity, also mention it, because you see it's, oh wow, that's not the way I would do it. Okay, have you managed to read at least one paragraph of one person who was writing below you?
Certainly, all of them.
Yeah, would you like me to comment? Would you like me to comment on any of those or all of those?
Yes, let's please comment them.
Yeah, let's have a look from the, yeah, in just in a chronological order. Let's find this one, student 1 first, okay? So what we need an idea to be clearly expressed, which we have. Binge watching can be really beneficial, fantastic. Plus, that's what experts do. Then we have a few arguments. To begin with, it's a good way to relax, fantastic after a difficult day. Serious is a great topic for discussion. That's a nice idea. It can be better developed, but it's fine here. You can talk about TV shows with your friends, with your family. It's a topic for discussion. And we've got the third reason, finally, binge watching gives people an opportunity to understand the idea of some TV show better. So the only thing that is probably needs to be corrected is this one. So you can't use any contracted forms, be careful. Oh, can I? Yeah, I can edit. So instead of you need you will, okay? Be able to gain knowledge. That's the only comment I would make here. Okay, any questions? Or is that fine? No contracted
No
forms.
questions.
Yeah, no contracted forms here. Okay, student number 2 here. Again, we have your personal opinion. I completely disagree with the idea that binge watching can be beneficial. To some extent it can. Actually, it's a kind of opposing opinion already, but then you change it, but the disadvantages outweigh, far outweigh the advantages. That's good. To begin with, binge watching causes serious mental issues such as blah, blah, blah. And in addition, it makes the process of watching less fulfilling. And here, where I would add some, yeah, let me correct that again. I would extend it. Is there any idea, maybe the one who was writing or just anybody, how it can be explained or developed? It's less fulfilling. What's the problem with it? It's like you remember it was in the article about some corns. If you watch a series in one go, in one sitting, so you get only emotions once. So kind of lose this emotions, excitement and amusement about the series. You get it only once, instead of getting more excitement. Okay, probably an idea can be better developed here, but it's not a mistake. So what you have is completely fine. Number 3, somewhere up, student number 3 here. Again, we have this idea. I think it can be sometimes harmful. It can influence, and there's a grammar mistake here. Can you spot it? So influence, no on. So you have an influence on, but it influences your physical activities. You spend a lot of time lying in front of television, which is bad for your health. Watching a lot of episodes in one evening can affect in a bad way. And again, we have effectiveness, which probably should be closer because this is a direct object. No preposition is used. Can affect your effectiveness, actually, I think it's more called productivity rather than effectiveness, in a bad way because of the fact that you are becoming a couch potato and forget about your life or duties. Okay, also fine now, almost perfect now. Wait, something is everybody alive here? It's not me falling, right? Okay, and now student number 4 here. Yeah, there are no comments here. Why? It's one sentence, so we need clearly an idea here how we can improve it. We need an opinion first, not just an argument. In my opinion, binge watching has advantages, and avoid writing such as, because we need an opinion and we need the reasons which are given separately. For example, one of them is that it improves the emotional state and helps you to relax after a hard-working day, or just waste your time. Yeah, is it a relevant idea here? If you think it has advantages, is it relevant? I would actually delete it because wasting your time is negative, and you try to explain that binge watching has its advantages. One of them, and then you go give the second reason. So you need to think about one more argument here. The rest is fine. Yeah, so you clearly express your idea. It has advantages. It has some advantages maybe, and one of them is that, and then you give another one. That's actually the way you can work. If you write an essay here, just let me know. I can comment if you want. I can check your paper, and you get my feedback if you need it. Do you have any questions about structuring the introduction, the opposing opinion, the counter argument, and the conclusion? Do you have any doubts? the way you would do it on this essay, for example? Yeah,
No,
complete task.
we don't.
You don't.
With the structure of the... Yeah, I have one question. In paragraph 4, we use a phrase. When I was watching how you were discussing about our essays, you mentioned that we had to use one phrase in paragraph number 4. I strongly disagree with my opponent.
Yeah, you can't say with them, with these ideas, because that's a logical mistake in organizing the text. Sounds weird. Okay. Yeah, there are different ways to disagree, but that's the easiest one. I strongly disagree with my opponents. You can't say I strongly disagree with them, because there are no them yet in a new paragraph.
Okay. Because,
or I strongly disagree with these opinions. There are no opinions yet. It's a new paragraph, new life, new paragraph, new life.
I heard that, I don't remember, but I heard that there was an idea that there are no openings to either.
Okay, they are your enemies then.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Josh says that there are no opponents as well.
And I say they are your enemies then. Yeah.
Opponents, not enemies.
And who are they then?
I don't remember, but I just remember the idea that you can't write openings because there are no openings. But it's not true, right?
It's not true. It's a myth. Yeah, I can't agree with my opponents. Fine. I can't agree with the opposing opinion. Fine. I can't agree with. What do you write? Tell me. What do you write? And I'll tell you if it's okay.
I strongly disagree with my opponent, because, and then I write one.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, and you explain why. It's fine. It's fine. You may, if you are in doubt, you may write, I strongly disagree with the opposing opinion or with the opposite opinion. So both are fine.
Oh, so I can write with the opposite opinion in spite.
Yeah, it's also fine. Yeah, it's also fine. Yeah, you only can't refer to them and these ideas. That's a logical mistake, unfortunately. Oh, it's a kind of mistake, yeah. Okay, so if you want to ask your questions in Russian about the essay, yeah, do that. Probably that will be clearer to understand your concerns, and I'll be able to explain. На русском тоже нормально, спросите.
The fourth paragraph. If I just one argument, I don't have to use such phrases like first of all, first
no,
and secondly,
yeah. You just link it with because. But be careful. If your opponents give two arguments, you have to contradict with both. If they give one, so you contradict only with one.
Okay. Yeah.
What are the most what are the common mistakes
students make in an essay?
Yes.
Yeah, word limit. Because you'll be stressed, tired, and you do not follow the word limit. That's the most common mistake students have. They either have more than they need or less than they need. Okay, any more questions? Another typical, yeah, let me give you one more. It's about the conclusion. The most typical mistake in the conclusion. Yeah, can you hear me well? Is that okay? The other typical mistake is in the conclusion. In conclusion, you only restate your opinion. So if you want, you may summarize your own arguments, but please don't add any other arguments. So you just restate your opinion again. So you say binge watching shows can be potentially useful for young people or for everybody, and that's it. But you can't have one sentence. So the best way to do it is to write something like how controversial the issue is, but or however, I'm still convinced that, and then you restate your opinion again. Okay, is that clear? No new ideas in the conclusion. Just restate what you've written in paragraph number 2. And that's it. Yeah, I think that the other parts are more or less okay. Okay, any more questions?
When I wrote mine today, you didn't correct the mistakes, but you wrote 2 more words like duties and productivity. Does it mean that I can't use the words I have used, or it's just
no, it's just to develop and give you some food for thought. No, it's fine. What you've written is okay, but these are just extra ideas. So I think it's more commonly about productivity rather than effectiveness, but probably I'm mistaken. Yeah, just what I see is they mostly use productivity in this meaning. But fine, effectiveness is also good. So if you want to submit the whole essay about binge watching, feel free to do it on Padlet. I'll be able to comment. Just ask your teachers to let me know that you are done, or I can check it in a couple of days. So if you want, you may get my feedback on your essays. Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah, if you don't have any questions, wish you good luck in the exam. Don't worry, you'll do it. But just mind the time and practice timing, because yeah, you'll feel tired by the end of the exam, really. And it's very, very fast. Students have difficulties.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Is it better to write an essay in the beginning of the exam?
It's a good idea to plan it first, and then do the test, and then write it. You spend 5 minutes planning your essay, thinking about, okay, what I can write here and there, and then you do the test, and you may even steal some language from the stories there, okay? So after listening, you may plan your essay, like give it some time to cook, you know? It's like when you cook borscht, you wait some time till it becomes better next day, okay? So it's like the same thing with an essay. So you plan it and give it some time to cook, okay? And then you come back and you are fresh and you are full of ideas and you're even full of language, because you may steal some language from the reading.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good tip, I know.
Thank you very
much. Okay, so feel free to contact me in social media if you have any questions. Okay, so that's it. Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.